Saturday is going to be a fun day in the W. The reigning WNBA champs, the New York Liberty, 2-0 on the season, will hit the road to face Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, while the Atlanta Dream will host Paige Bueckers and the Dallas Wings later that day. To help us break it all down, we welcome in CBS Sports WNBA analyst Terrika Foster-Brasby. Terrika, thank you so much for joining us. As you well know, the Indiana Fever had a full off-season makeover, from the front office, the coaching staff, to the roster. Only 4 players returning, including Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. They're now 2-1 on the season, coming off a win over Atlanta, despite Clark having her first WNBA game without scoring from beyond the arc. We didn't even know that was possible. Terrika, what are your early impressions of this new look Fever team?
Well, I mean, we know, Crystal, that Caitlin Clark is going to draw lots of eyes, lots of attention. But this Fever team is just more than a one-woman show. And I think that's, even more evident, being that they were able to pull out a win without her having to shoot the ball deep. And that's got to feel good if you're a Fever fan. I mean, a dominant performance against Chicago to open the season. You split the series with Atlanta. They are just a much better team defensively so far this season. And they're matching their opponent's physicality, which is something that's Stephanie White definitely wanted to make sure that this team was going to focus on. So I like the way this team is setting the tone early, that they are on a mission to not just be a good team and not just be a playoff team, but they're looking to contend for a championship.
I love how you said that the Fever are not a one-woman team. Now, switching gears, as the reigning champs, the Liberty know they have a target on their backs. How do they respond? By looking like they're in mid-season form. The Liberty averaging 95 points per game in the first 2. And this past Thursday, New York set the all-time WNBA record for threes in a regular season game, hitting 19 against Chicago. There were some questions about their rotation before the season. Not so much anymore. Natasha Cloud, Terrika, fitting in seamlessly with the starters. What makes them so difficult to defend, primarily around the perimeter now?
I mean, yeah, you would think, right, the way that this offseason was just kind of weird and all over the place for every team. It doesn't even make sense that the Liberty could have only gotten better. Yes, it does, because they have absolutely gotten better in adding Natasha Cloud to their backcourt, who is already an elite defender. But she has now given them another weapon offensively. She's averaging nearly 20 points per game through these first 2 games. And so you really have to pick your poison. And that's what makes defending this Liberty team so difficult, because, they've also got Maureen Johannes coming back. They still have their core group in Stewie, UNESCO, and Jonquil Jones. They control the boards so incredibly well. They make it difficult for other teams to get second chance points. And so when you look at New York and Indiana matching up, these are 2 teams that are ranked 2nd and 3rd respectively in defensive ratings. So they're going to defend, especially in the paint. Boston isn't going to make it easy for JJ though, right? But again, with so many options, with so many things that you can do on the offensive end, Sandy Brondello isn't worried about anybody containing just one person on this team, because there are 3 to 5 more who are just waiting in the wings to go off.
They already look very complete on both ends of the court. Now, the second matchup on Saturday features Paige Bueckers and the Dallas Wings on the road against Atlanta. We mentioned the Dream just came off a loss to the Fever, while Dallas is still searching for their first win on the season. Paige averaging about 13 points per game in the first 3. How do you see this one playing out as Paige seeks consistency coming off that college title that really feels like it just ended?
Yeah, well, you know what? Here's the thing. I think Paige had a solid debut in her professional career, right? She had 10 points in her debut. I think she had 13 in the game following. She is doing what she's supposed to do. She's leading right now in assists. Like, she's got the most minutes played on her team. She's doing exactly what it is that she's supposed to do. She's found success as it relates to figuring out where she needs to be in that offense, where she needs to be in that offense. The problem is the rest of of the team is struggling to figure out cohesively where everyone fits in that offense. It still looks like at times there's chemistry being built between Paige Beckers and Enrique Ogumawale. And so really we are just in a position where we just have to allow this Dallas team an opportunity to gel. And they will figure it out. You can see that there are moments where there are sparks where they will figure it out. But all in all, Paige Beckers is doing exactly what she's supposed to do. Now, I will say, coming into the season, I was like, okay, this is going to be Paige's Rookie of the Year campaign. And there's like, and everyone else is probably going to be like trying to figure it out. Well, no, there are a lot of rookies that have come into this season, and they're playing incredibly well off the gate. And so I think there's going to be some more competition to this Rookie of the Year campaign than most people may have thought. But Paige is doing what she needs to do, and it's going to take time for you to really see how well her game can translate. That can only happen once everyone else in Dallas gets on the same page as her.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I think that will happen. As just a reminder, you know, the W is so competitive. One of the most competitive pro sports leagues ever that's out there. Moving to Atlanta, the Dream are 1-2 on the season, Terrika, but they've been playing teams mighty close. Don't be fooled. What do you make of them 3 games in?
You know what? I like this Atlanta team, and I was a little concerned when a lot of the offseason moves were being made, because I kept thinking to myself, how is BG and Brianna Jones going to play together? Well, they're playing together just fine, right? I love the way Ryan Howard is realizing that you are that girl, and I feel like she's already known it, but Ryan Howard's ability to take over a game alongside Alicia Gray is really what will put and catapult this team to the next level. They, again, are the ones that are just a pinch away from figuring out what their cohesiveness looks like on the offensive end. So I know they played some games really close. They got a win over on Indiana earlier in the week, and that's what you will continue to see. Being able to just continue to hold on down the stretch, relying on your guards to be the offensive weapons, specifically from the perimeter, and allowing Brittany Griner to work the paint. It is what she does. This Atlanta team is going to be just fine.
Terrika Foster-Brasby, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to keep our eye on Atlanta. Appreciate your time.
Don't sleep.
The Fever will host the Liberty on Saturday in a matinee special. Tip-off is at 1 p.m. Eastern. Catch it on CBS or streaming on Paramount+. That's followed by Dallas at Atlanta at 3 Eastern on CBS Sports Network.
When you need your sports news all the time,
we've got breaking news to bring to you.
CBS Sports HQ gives you a snapshot of all the sports that matter to you.
Big news coming out of the NFL. A lot of movement in the rankings this week.
With highlights.
What a finish at the final round of play.
And in-depth analysis.
Can they three-peat? Tony Romo joins the conversation.
What can you say about this game?
When you need your sports in a snap,
we're bringing you that breaking news right here on HQ.
Find it on CBS Sports HQ. Streaming free anywhere you are.